What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Run Your Race with my boy, AJ Richardson. And today, we got a New Orleans own, 17-year vet, Thad Young. As you guys know, we are sponsored by DraftKings, and y'all go to DraftKings right now, download the app, and use promo code RACE. Now, let's get to the episode. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Run Your Race with my boy, AJ Richardson. And today, listen, people, we got a 17-year vet. We got the OGs of the OGs. He felt old when he started playing with his team, with the players that was on his team. We got the great Thad Young.
What's up?
Listen, first and foremost, I want to appreciate you coming on.
Yep,
This is,
no problem.
I'm honored. I'm excited to hear your story from the very beginning to where you are today. I just think it's a different dynamic. We had Brad Bill on here who has Brad Bill League, and now you have your own team and you're helping with that team, Thad, and helping guys get to this next level. And people don't really understand it's a different type of viewpoint when you have a guy that's in the league and they can literally call you at any time and be like, hey, what do I need to work on to get to that next level?
Yep.
And you still got to maintain your own career. And you did that at a high level and you're still doing it. So I want to get that story out there and see if we can help some people that need to hear coming from where you from.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think this will be good. So Thad, let's talk about it. Where you from and how'd you get started playing this game?
Man, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, by way of Memphis, Tennessee. I moved to Memphis when I was 10, 11 years old, due to circumstances. So, but you know, man, I got started playing this game. My dad actually was drafted by the Buffalo Braves way back in the day. So, basketball has always been in my blood. It's always been something that I've always wanted to do. I actually started off playing sports as a football player. And then
What position?
And I played quarterback.
Okay.
And then free
Lefty.
safety.
Wow.
Yep.
Not many of them.
Yeah. So got started playing football, and then I was actually a better football player than I was a basketball player.
Okay.
And then kind of transition. I used to always go to the community center that was right next to my school, and then transition from that to playing just basketball full time. So I used to go up there to the community center in my pads, take off my cleats, put on my hoop shoes, and just go crazy on the court. And then, man, just like one year, I went full time basketball because playing football, I broke my collarbone.
Was it a bad hit?
No, it was actually like man, I was on a rollout, and then the guy kind of like pulled me down to the ground, and then I broke my collarbone, and I was like, all right, I'm done with it. like next day, walked in with the sling on my arm, and literally told our coach, I'll never forget. My coach was actually was one of my teachers, and he was like, "You just gonna quit on me like that?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Walked in, I said, "Hey, Coach Taylor, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity, but yeah, I'm just gonna play basketball."
Straight like that.
Yeah, it was all.
You see my collarbone, bro?
Yeah, it was all.
Bro, that's crazy because do you look back on your football career and the time that you played as it helped you on the basketball court?
Yeah, I mean, I think any sport that you're able to play helps you on the basketball court because it's so many different areas of different sports that you can translate over into basketball. Like football gives you really good hand and eye coordination.
Yep.
Obviously, you have to catch a ball, you have to be able to throw it. Be pinpoint on passes, the same thing like in the NBA. So I definitely think it definitely helped, and especially like from a mental toughness standpoint, like long summer days, training, trying to get ready for a football season, outside, running hills and doing like getting hit and, you know, being in that atmosphere where it's just, you know, a lot of like, you know, bumping and banging. Like, I think that's one of the things that makes you tougher. And that got me ready for basketball.
Did you miss it when you left?
No, actually not at all.
Like you
transitioning from one sport where you're outside all day running in the heat, and then you going into a gym where it's air. Like,
No, I feel you, bro. I played football till 8th grade.
Yep,
and I was good.
That was exactly what I did. Yep.
I played quarterback. Mine was a hit. Bro, we was getting smacked and we needed a first down. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do whatever I gotta need to do. And I didn't know what it meant at that time because, we're just athletes.
Yep.
We're just athletes at
Yep.
this point. And I'm running the ball. Dude hits me, but he's not trying to bring me down. And I'm like, the hell is he doing? He just holding me up. Two other guys. Boom, boom, boom. My helmet up here, bruh. Swear to God. Walked off the field, my mom right beside me. I said, I'm done. I'm never playing this game ever again.
Yeah,
bro.
it was over. That I thought about that.
How tall are you? How tall were you at this point?
At that point, I was probably like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah,
so
we too damn tall for that game.
Yeah, so like for me, like at that point, like I just remember the ride from, because like I actually left the game. So when they broke my collarbone, I realized I couldn't like raise my arm, right? So I was like, man, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Like this like midway through the game. So I figured out how to take off my shoulder pads and everything.
Yeah.
Started walking to the house because my school was like 10, 15 minutes walking.
Yeah.
So I walked all the way home, get to the house, and my mom hasn't went to work yet because she used to go to work at a certain time every day.
Really?
Yeah. So like I get
She's
home.
like, what you doing here?
Yeah, she's like, what you doing home? Did you have a football game? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but I think I did something to my arm. And she's like, what? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then I show her, and she's like, oh my God. She's like, boy, what the hell you did to yourself?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was playing football.
Yeah.
It was
What do you think happened?
So now we get in the car. She's pissed because she got to miss work.
Yes.
To take me to the hospital.
Gotta go to the hospital at this point.
So we go to the emergency room, and I'm getting cussed out the whole way there.
Like, what you supposed to do?
Yeah, like I'm like, this is crazy. Then she's like hitting every bump in the road.
Yep.
Like if you in Memphis, Memphis has some of the worst streets ever. So, so she's hitting every bump in the road. So I'm screaming in the car. She's like, "Boy, shut the hell up."
You shouldn't have hurt yourself.
Yeah. So
let me ask you this:
crazy.
Is Memphis more known for hoops or football?
Hoops for sure.
By far.
By far, Memphis is definitely a hoop city. Like it's so crazy. Like I remember like growing up, like you can be walking down the street and the dude standing on the corner who's drinking a 40 or whatever can hoop. Like he'll hey, one-on-one right now and kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's how like crazy hooping was. Like anybody can just like, it was like a lot of cold guys that's just like hoop every day, all day. But like your average dude on the corner can hoop.
It's just the off the court stuff.
And that's exactly what it is. Like a lot of the off the court stuff, like family issues and stuff like that kind of takes away from guys actually making it within the game.
For sure. Growing up in Memphis, man, look, Memphis ain't the easiest place.
No.
Roughneck. You gotta have a type of chip on your shoulder to survive. What is something that helped you along the way to get to the next level? Because the next level at that point you're in. Okay, let me start here first. When was it that you realized I can really do something with this game of basketball?
I'm gonna probably say when I was like maybe like 16 years old.
Okay.
So like when I first started like playing, like I was decent, but I wasn't like the best.
Yeah.
So like I didn't get like nationally ranked until I was like 16 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I did was I just continued to work on my game. So I realized it when I was like I used to go to Mike Miller's house a lot in high school. And I realized that I actually could make it to the NBA when Mike Miller told me, he was like, man, what you gonna do after like high school? I was like, I'm gonna go to school for 4 years, I'm gonna get a job. He was like, what?
I get a job.
I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Because like at the odds, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at the odds, and
sure.
it's like when I'm going to I've been knowing Mike Miller for years, like all throughout high school. So like I was thankful enough that he had a house where I can go and chill and hoop at his house and be cool with him, and then him giving me advice. And he was like, man, shut the hell up. He was like, you don't have to go to school 4 years. He's like, look at me. And I looked around his house and I was like, you know what? You fucking right.
Yeah, I'm not going to school for 4 years.
Like, and then he was like, man, because we used to play against pros at his house.
Okay.
So he's like, you're here at my house killing guys that's already in the league.
Yep.
He was like, what sense does that make?
Yeah.
He was like, you're not going to be in college past a year if you have to go.
Yeah.
He was like, you coming out of high school. At that time, the rule hadn't hit.
The rule didn't hit yet.
So he's like, man, you coming out of high school. He was like, so shut the fuck up talking about college. Like,
Hey,
so
shout out to Mike Miller.
yeah,
man.
and I was like, yeah, shout out to Mike.
You done changed my man's life.
Yeah, Mike was the first person, one of the first people to tell me, look, man, like, this is stupid what you're talking about. Talking about going to school for 4 years, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, man, yeah, like, the odds, man. It's only 400.
How'd you end up meeting Mike?
Man, his cousin Ernie. So his cousin Ernie ran an AAU program, and we used to, and Ernie used to bring kids over to play at his house.
Okay.
And so like we was going over and playing, and then we just built a relationship. So like we'll just pull up to the house. Like he won't even be there. He'd be at like Grizzly practice or whatever, and he'll be like, "Yeah, just go in."
Yeah.
And we go in his house and be just chilling in his house and just hooping. And,
that's crazy.
And it used to be, and I thought that was the like craziest thing.
Nah, for sure.
But having that access like opened my eyes to a bunch of stuff, and it was just like Trace McGrady would come to the house, right?
That's lit.
Because him and Trace McGrady were super cool from Orlando.
Yeah.
And then like Trace McGrady's little brother would come because he went to University of Memphis, Chance.
Got you.
So we would like see a bunch of different guys just coming through the house, Shane Battier, Pau Gasol, like, and so like just had that experience.
For sure. We're gonna get to just growing up in Memphis in a second, but like talk about how important and how life-changing that was for your whole mindset, just competing against pros at such a young age. Because just for example, like I played up since I was 14.
Yeah, that's how we were. Like my whole AU team, we were placing in the 17 on the Nationals when we were 15 years old.
That's and we need to talk about that too, because like I think people don't understand how important and how beneficial that is, because if you can compete with them, your age group is nothing. Yeah, and if you're playing age group and you're killing them, how are you getting better? You're going to get complacent.
Yeah. And I was on the younger side.
Yeah.
So like I graduated high school when I was 17.
Oh, okay.
So I played up my whole
your whole life.
Essentially my whole AAU career. Even when I was playing my actual age group, you were
still young.
Yeah, I was still younger than everybody. So that helped me out a lot, just being able to go to like, and it like we used to have this spot where we would go and play. It was called Mount Moriah.
Okay.
And it's a police precinct. And this is like, Memphis is crazy. There's a lot of people that got shot out there next to a police precinct.
You just said police precinct, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around
so
that.
It's a lot of courts out there. It's like a white man can't jump style, where all the courts are like next to it, outside and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like the last court is always the main court. So like
and
me and my homeboys,
people getting shot out there.
Yes, beside the police precinct.
Oh hell no,
bro!
Hell
yeah, I'm like
that's crazy.
Can't make this up. Like this is crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
Like that's how crazy it is.
That's what I'm saying.
We used to go out there and hoop, like because like all the overnight people who worked at the warehouses, they would go out there and hoop, like adults. Yeah. So like me and my homies would go up there and we would play, and that's how I end up like just continuously getting better because I would go out there and play with adults. My brother lived right up the street from it. Yeah. So I can walk there. My brother worked over midnight. My mom worked over midnight. So I'm literally at home every day by myself.
You like, what I want to do today?
I can do whatever I want,
That's
right?
Crazy, bro.
So I'm literally like going up there, I'm hooping and going back to my brother's place. And then I'll drive from my brother's place to school every morning. Because my mom kind of like just let me go between the two houses. Yeah. So it was like super smooth because I was getting better at basketball by playing against adults all the time. But like that's how like I just got better just playing concrete basketball. No,
for sure. We had a court that was like down the hill over a pond, and as you go to just outside court. And I used to be pissed they didn't let me play. They let me play a couple times, but it just pissed me the fuck off. It used to piss me off. Growing up in Memphis, man, you got people getting shot beside a police precinct.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's crazy.
How did you maneuver around not going towards the wrong crowd?
Man, honestly, like my mom she was a typical mom.
She don't play.
Yeah, she ain't playing. She ain't playing. So like that was the scariest part within itself. Like,
yes.
Knowing, and then like she raised me the right way.
For sure.
Like I could have took advantage of a lot of different things because like I was always home by myself, right? But you have to have that like that sustainability, that calmness, that discipline. And so like with me, I was very disciplined. Like just because like I had a great high school basketball coach, God rest his soul, Coach Jerry Johnson, that kind of like stepped in and was like, he was like that father figure. But I also had my dad too. Yeah. My dad didn't live with us, but he was always around and he would always come and pick me up and take me places and do certain things with me and stuff like that. But it was just like Coach Johnson was like that disciplinist, right? So he would like pick us up early in the morning, bring us to school. He had his van. We called it the Chinese fish van. And he like, this is where the disciplinist came in, right?
Yep.
So like he would say, okay, if you're not outside, he's like, I'm going to keep going past your house if you want to ride. But it's going to be two longhorns and one shorthorn. If you're not outside and I don't see your face, I'm keeping going.
Straight like that.
And he would, and then he would hit that short, and then be gone on the street.
Oh,
and you running behind the car. but that's how, like, so
yeah.
like, he made you have to come outside
for sure
when it was time to be picked up.
For
right?
sure.
And so you can get that ride to school. So like, and then like he was super military, like military back. So like he was always like making us do military stuff, like running, bear crawling, and like we in a state tournament, we bear crawl in MTSU court.
What?
Yes. Bear crawling the whole court.
Cause he mad. Oh my God. Y'all trying to win a state championship.
We trying to win a state championship. He got us bear crawling. Like, cause he felt like we was bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
That's discipline.
Chinese thinking position where you're in the push-up position, but you're on your elbows. Like,
what the?
Oh, like it's bro, like my toughness.
I didn't heard of some shit like that.
My toughness comes from Coach Johnson.
For sure. For sure. And I think that's the crazy part, because every time we do a pod like this, you look back on situations like that and be like, yo, that shit right there made me, bro.
He's the only coach to make me quit basketball.
Really?
For 3 hours.
What do you do?
Chinese thinking position.
Said, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going home. I'm not doing this. This is outrageous. This is absurd. This is ludicrous. Like, what are we doing? He's the only coach to make me go home, right? I walked home and had to walk back up there. You know why I had to walk back up there?
Your mama. She said,
my mother believed in Coach Johnson so much, and she knew he was like great for the kids. She said, who are you to quit?
Yeah.
She said, you are going to take your ass back up there. You're going to apologize first. And then you're going to never quit again.
You made it worse for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to walk back up there.
Yeah.
Coach, you know I was
playing. I don't even want
want
to imagine what happened.
Coach, you know I'm playing, right?
Yeah. You walked outside.
Man, you walked out. So Twan already got your jersey number.
Damn.
Yes. Within 5 minutes, they had already auctioned my jersey number off. Yes.
Yeah.
One of the seniors wanted the jersey number. He took it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, they were stirring you in the right path, my brother.
Yeah.
They were stirring you. They was not playing.
No, I've been fortunate enough to have like some really good people in my life, man.
That's
like,
big time.
Like a solid circle to keep me grounded. My mom, my dad, my wife, we met when we were 16 years old.
That's lit.
So we've been together for forever. You know what I'm saying? So like all these people in my life to kind of keep me grounded. I was fortunate enough to have somebody that was in my family that stepped into my life to, basically like lay the groundwork down for me being a pro. Like he was like, from this day forth, we're going to train, eat, sleep like we're going to be a pro. 16 years old, Kenneth Carter, my uncle, walked into my life and basically changed the whole trajectory of my life.
That's tough, bro.
Like, we're going to train to be a pro. I'm going to do what I did for your dad back in the day. Because my dad, he got drafted by the Buffalo Braves. So he helped him throughout the whole process of getting drafted and all this, right? So my dad calls him and say, hey, I got a son he's going to be really fucking good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he pulls up, older guy, hair slicked back, lawyer. And I'm like, man, who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah, he's like, can I talk to your mom? He goes, talk to my mom. My mom already knew who he was.
Yeah.
And then from that day forth, we put a plan in place, and then we followed that plan, took the steps. We ran our race.
That's big time, bro. That's big time. Because like I said, me and you both, we talked about it. You can go that other route very easy.
Yeah.
Very easily. Yeah. And you had a great foundation, great circle to stir you in the right direction. College-wise, you're in a situation where it got rocky because they changed the rule. When did they change it? In the beginning of your senior year? Or
they changed it during NBPA camp, top 100 camp. I'll never forget. We're all sitting down eating at the table, and all of our hearts dropped, and we all was sad.
Sick.
Very, very sad day for all of us.
You just took millions out of our pockets.
Very, very sad. Well, you didn't take millions out of our pockets. You took a year
A
off.
year.
I could be in year 18, right?
Yes.
I could be in year 18 or 19 right now. You know what I'm saying? So like those things. But I'm very thankful for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I got a chance to experience college. I got a chance to like really set a foundation before I actually got there. Because like Paul Hewitt at Georgia Tech at the time, Coach Charleston Young, Pizza Harris, like John O'Connor, like Will Reese, like all those guys, they instilled a bunch in us during our college year where it was really a pro setting. And that pro setting got me ready for the league.
For sure.
Because if I didn't go to college, I don't think I would have lasted as long as I have.
1,000%. 1,000%. I feel the same way. Like I'll end up going 4. I had a lot of injuries and shit like that. So I agree. I feel like my body mentally just going into the pro lifestyle, I don't know how long I would have lasted because that rookie wall real. Yeah. It's real as hell. Yeah. But
I'll tell you something else though. The crazy part was I actually was gonna go to Carolina.
Oh hell, bro. We're gonna talk about that. I want to ask you this though. This is some flat out bullshit. I'm gonna tell you that though.
But it's y'all fault though. It's not my fault. It's definitely Carolina's fault on why that didn't happen.
It's always Carolina's fault.
It's definitely Carolina's fault. And we would have had a whip that year. Wayne Ellison and Taiwan Lawson.
What?
Yeah, it would have been a whip.
That would have been a crazy squad.
I came on a visit and we beat the hell out of the team.
We would have, bro. That was an easy chip.
I technically committed on the visit.
It's an easy chip. Before we talk about how you made your college decision, what was the how you're approaching high school if you have the opportunity to go to the pros? Because no one has done that since then. So how do you approach your high school career of like, I'm training to go to the pros, or am I training to go to college, or like how does that work?
Man, honestly, like when I first kind of started in high school, 9th grade, like I was fortunate enough to play like some games in the 8th grade. Okay. So like, and then like the following year came back, 9th grade, played or whatever. And 10th grade played. Yep. But then like when the 11th grade year was like the soaring year, right? Yep. So super like took off. And then like at that point it was just like, it started really just kind of like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like high school started getting boring. Yeah. Because like when you're like, I wanted to finish what I started with my high school teammates, because we all came there in the 9th grade. Yep. We all played together. Yep. Like, and we were brothers, right? But I knew I didn't want to go to college with them. Gotcha. Because I didn't want to overshadow what they were going to do. Yep. So like one of my teammates went to Florida, won a national championship, but Florida came there to recruit me, Billy Donovan. And I was like, all right, I'm going to end my recruiting with Florida because I know he wants to go there. Yeah. Who was that? That was the point guard? No, it was Brandon Powell. He was a shooting guard. He came off behind like Lee Humphrey and Corey Brewer and all that. So like I was just like, man, like I'm going to end my recruiting with them. Very devastating for them. Yeah. But
they were like, we don't want him.
But I knew I didn't want to play college basketball with all of my high school teammates. I felt like we had to take different paths to get where we wanted to get to. Makes sense. And so like it was always going to be me doing something different. But like from my whole high school experience, like once I got to like 11th and 12th grade, it was just kind of like, all right, I'm just trying to get out of high school now. Bro, I know exactly what you're talking about. Bro, my like, senior year. You can drop 30 whenever you want to. It's like, my senior year, and I did the same thing because I could have went to Oak Hill or something like that. And that's who actually was recruiting me. I actually passed up on an offer to go to Oak Hill because I wanted to finish what I started with my high school teammates. That's exactly what, and it's crazy you said that because I had the same opportunity. I could have went to Oak Hill, or like I could have went to whatever high school I really wanted to if I just was like, yo, I want to go there. But it was like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got every school coming to this school. Yep. And I'm going to have every school coming to watch my homeboys also. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just because they're not getting recruited by them, they might talk to them and say, hey, you can go to this school, though, and, like, the connection piece. Yep. I felt the same way. Like, like I'm at a school in the hood, like, like in the deep hood,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I got Roy Williams, and I'm bringing Coach K to the hood. Duke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
I'm bringing them to the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Billy Donovan, Florida, just won a national championship. I'm bringing them to the hood.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, look, I'm good. They come and see me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Tubby Smith at Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? I got the Blue Bloods coming to the hood. So it's like,
well, I don't have to go there.
yeah, I don't have to go there.
And we had a national schedule anyway.
Yeah,
which was kind
me
of,
too.
Yes, we had a national schedule. We were traveling, so it's like, I'm just spending my last year with my family.
Yep.
Because like once I went to college, I ain't go back. I did not go back. I was in college. And I see y'all on the flip side. I appreciate y'all for them 18 years.
Man, no, I was back here a weekend. Me and her jumping in her Honda Accord going back from Atlanta, rolling, hitting the highway.
Had to go.
Man.
So y'all know what time it is. It's the biggest game of the year. We got KC versus Philly in New Orleans. Y'all know who I got. I got KC. I'm putting my money on that quarterback for sure. As you guys know, we are sponsored by DraftKings, an official partner of the NFL, the #1 place to bet on touchdowns, and the official partner of Run Your Race. As you guys know, DraftKings got you. New customers who bet as little as $5 get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So head over to DraftKings, download the app, and use promo code RACE. You can use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays. And if sports betting isn't legal in your state, DraftKings got you with daily fantasy. So head over to DraftKings right now, download the app, use promo code RACE. New customers who bet as little as $5 get $200 in bonus bets instantly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Let's talk about the recruiting. What was the biggest thing for you in recruiting that meant, who was your first letter? Let's have.
First letter was Arizona.
First offer.
First offer was probably, man, I can't even remember the first offer because them joints was just, once I got cold, it was just, they was just rolling.
And 11th grade was when they all start.
Like it was like 10th grade.
10th grade they started.
So they can see like the potential, right? And then, but like 11th grade, like I was like real, like going into the 11th grade, I was just like really just killing.
Gotcha.
So like I would say Arizona was the first. They had just took the commitment from, they had already had a commitment from my guy Nick Wise in like the 8th grade. So I was like hyped because I had got a letter, you know what I'm saying? And Josh Pastner was there. He was doing like a bunch of their recruiting and stuff like that. So I got that letter from him, and he used to always text me like, "Wildcats are thinking of you." I'm like, man, I am in class right now. I'm not thinking about the goddamn Wildcats. I'm in class. I'm in science trying to figure out how I'm gonna pass a test, and he's talking about Wildcats are thinking of you. Like I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna pass this test.
Bro,
right?
I'm telling you, Josh Pastner was a dude. He would do whatever, bro. Like,
yeah, I love Josh.
No, he used to hit me up on Facebook, and that was way back then. I was just like,
yeah, no, it was crazy.
On Facebook.
It was crazy, but like, man, once the offers and stuff started coming in, and that became like very overwhelming. Like.
Bro,
like where
I came in my junior year because I was so tired of it.
Yeah, it became overwhelming to the point where like I was changing my phone number and like I didn't want to talk to them. But the colleges that I really liked were the ones that didn't try to get to the kid first. The ones who would go to the parents and try to build a relationship with the parents as opposed to the kid. I'm a kid, right?
Anything gonna sound cool to me.
Yeah. So like I'm like, man, like whoever goes to my parents and builds that relationship with them, that means like they're all about family and they're not just trying to like sabotage the kid, right? So like all the schools that did that, those were the ones I respected. Obviously, you got to keep like the blue bloods in there, but like all those schools that was in my list, like they did all the work.
Who's your final five?
So my final five was Carolina, Memphis, Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas,
including Georgia Tech. So 6.
Okay. Cause like those were like the group, right?
You was never going to Memphis.
I mean, I liked it, but it was just like at that time they had so many different like people and so many different things that was going on. Plus, like when I was going to college, I didn't want to play in the post.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to play like out on the wing and stuff like that. So a lot of schools were like Memphis was like, oh, we're gonna throw 40 pounds on them and Like, I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
hell no, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But
not coming here.
But another thing too was like I had built a relationship with all of their whole staff. I used to go to practice with them, all that. Like I was actually like, it was like I was almost on the team.
On the team, yeah.
Like didn't have to go to high school practice. Like our seniors were like, we were so good. Our seniors didn't have to practice as much. So our underclass would practice. Our seniors would just have like walkthroughs. But the times where we didn't have practice, I would go up to University of Memphis and just play with them.
That's lit.
So I would just be up there all the time, right? So I'm up there playing, and this is like Elite Eight, Final Four type Memphis.
Yeah.
So I'm up there playing, and like I would always be talking to like Derek Kellogg and all those guys, Tony Barbee, like those were like the assistants. And then like Coach Cal, I would talk to him, but it's like I didn't really build that relationship with Coach Cal until like my senior year. Well, I started building it to my senior year. And then like it was like everybody's come and see me, but like I got to go to University of Memphis for you to see me.
Yeah,
right.
And you right here.
Yeah, I'm right in the backyard. But I think it was because like, and that's no knock to Coach Cal. Like I just think that like he was seeing me so much at the actual facility.
Got you.
That it was kind of felt like he probably didn't have to come to the game.
He didn't have to do too much.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like, he come here all
He's
the day.
coming here.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? We have him. You know what I'm saying? He's locked in.
Got you.
So
let's talk about it. What happened? Carolina.
Oh man. So
shit.
Yeah. So like I went on my visit and I technically was gonna commit. I technically committed. I'm gonna say that. I technically committed.
Official?
I went on an official visit.
Official visit.
And I technically kind of committed to him. It was me, Wayne Ellington, and Taiwan Lawson had already committed. So we were all like on the visit together. This was like everybody had took the same visit.
Yep.
Brandon Wright was coming the following week. So they was like, look, Brandon Wright's coming next week. You might want to go and do this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm committing. I'm committing, but I need some time to put together my press conference and all that.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, if you don't give us the verbal like to everybody, then we can't take the commitment.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll take a week. But I'm thinking like Brandon Wright's not gonna commit on the visit.
On the spot. Yeah.
Friday night, he's committed.
What?
My press conference was probably gonna be like, because I think I had another visit after that or something.
Yeah.
So like right after that visit. So Roy, I'll never forget. I got a 2001 Impala. I'm out messing with my speakers. I got some 12s in the back. I'm messing with my speakers, and Roy Williams calls me directly on the phone.
Yeah,
and he's like crying on the phone, like, man, I don't know how to say this, but yeah, Brandon Wright committed. So I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
He's like,
what that mean to me?
He's like, we don't have a scholarship for you. I was like, so you can't make one?
Yeah.
But what happened was they took a commitment from another kid. He committed early. And they took a commitment from him because he was a North Carolina kid, William Graves.
Oh, yeah.
So Will Graves committed. So that made them only have one scholarship for left between two guys.
Yep.
So that one scholarship was left. Well, it was actually between like 3 or 4 guys. But Spencer Halls went to Washington. He actually came on a visit with me.
Okay.
And then that's how we actually kicked Carolina's ass. We had Spencer, Wayne, Taiwan, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
No, we get to it.
but they had one scholarship between 3 guys. Spencer went to Washington, so it was between me and Brandon Wright. We're actually both Tennessee guys. So Brandon Wright was from Nashville, I'm from Memphis. So Brandon commits on his visit. So now they don't have a scholarship left. So, but what throws everything off is because Will Graves.
Yes.
Alex Stevenson had committed, so he took one of the last scholarships as well. Yeah, it was crazy. Like we would have had a crazy team.
The team would have been insane. So you would have still went even if Brandon went.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if they had multiple scholarships, probably yes.
That was an easy natty.
Yeah, I mean,
they ended up winning one.
And yeah, I mean, they ended up winning one, but think about it, they probably could have won 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fucking
because somebody got to stay at that point.
Exactly.
Everybody can't go to the league.
Yeah.
You know
definitely could have had 3 of them things for sure.
So they could have had multiple championships.
Easy,
you know what I'm saying? So my freshman year, maybe win one.
Yeah.
Right. And then they probably could win 2 after that.
Because they still got dogs that somebody not playing.
Exactly. And then you roll in another group in.
Right after that. Yeah.
So like I actually, so he called me, he was crying on the phone. I was like, all right, this just made my decision much easier.
Yeah.
Right. And then like Arkansas, they was giving the bag. So, so yeah, they was giving the bag. I ain't gonna lie. They was giving the bag. I was like, I might have to think about that one. But then like Ronnie Brewer was leaving there. And so I was like, all right, like they got Ronnie Brewer, Gary Irvin. Ronnie's leaving. Gary's gonna still be there. So I had to play with them. Then they got like Stephon Lesmy and all them. So I was just like, I'm gonna pass on that one.
Yeah.
Right. And then like I started looking into all the other schools. Bruce Pearl, like I felt like he was super cool. But he used to always just like pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a little weird. But I actually messed with it though, because like he was super cool. Like, but I just was like,
very cool dude.
Yeah.
Very cool dude.
And then like you look at Memphis, like I said, what happened with like Coach Cal and stuff like that. And then we're talking about like Kentucky. Rondo was leaving. So they would have had a good group coming in right behind Rondo. And then Georgia Tech, like I went there, went on a visit, and it just clicked with the team.
Just like that.
Yeah, like I love my Georgia Tech visits. So like there was gonna be like if it was gonna be Carolina, Georgia Tech, and Memphis was like 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Got you.
And I was just like, man, like, and then like I like Coach Hewitt because he really went through the process. He literally went through my mom and my dad. He got super close with my mom and my dad. And that's what really pushed
what you was looking for.
That's what really pushed them over the top.
Yeah, that's what you was looking for. No, that's big time. Shout out Coach Hewitt, man.
Yeah, no,
I actually played against him last year.
Yeah,
he was coaching in the G League.
He did his thing. He was crazy in college though.
I heard
his nickname was Killer.
I heard he was nuts.
Yes, nuts. He took the nameplates off back of our jerseys.
Why?
Because he was like, you're not playing for your name, you're playing for the school. And we come into the locker room, like one game we lost that we wasn't supposed to lose.
Yeah.
So he was pissed. So he hit the board. Boom. I've never seen somebody break one of them big boards in half.
What's wrong with him?
He broke it in half. Next day we come to the gym.
That's the worst.
He
bro.
takes all of our stuff out of the lockers.
What?
All of our stuff, throws it in the pile. Just puts it in the locker room. We're like, what's the reason behind this? Like,
why are you being that petty?
like, come on, bro. Like,
now we got to sort through this shit.
So like, I knew I'm gonna be honest with you. I knew after the first week of college, I was not coming back.
Just because you ain't dealing with that shit again.
It was just, bro. Like, first week was so hard. Like we was doing all this running. We was doing like a bunch of, like, I was prepared for it because I had a military coach in high school. But it was just like, bro, I was like, I'm not going through this again.
Yeah.
I said after the first week of college, I said, bro, I was telling my team, I said, bro, after this year, I said, I'm not playing another lick of basketball without making money.
For real.
You have to pay me to play basketball after this year. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
That's a fact, because at the end of the day, it had to be harder for your class because y'all was right there.
Yep.
Being it, because who was in your class that could have went to the NBA that year?
Who was it? We had a lot. We had Kevin Durant, Greg Oden, Daquan Cook, Mike Conley, DJ Augustine, Tywan Lawson, Wayne Ellington, the Lopez twins, Brandon Wright.
So you telling me it could have been a damn high school draft?
Yes.
That would have been a high school. That might have been the craziest high school draft ever.
Chase Buttinger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the list goes on.
The list goes on. Yeah.
DeVarge Crittenton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Earl Clark. The list keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all.
I think Russ was in our high school class.
That don't make no sense.
Maybe Steph Curry was in our high school class.
That makes no sense.
But they wasn't even like in the
guys.
They weren't even in the 150.
Oh yeah, Steph was the real. Yeah, he wasn't even.
They wasn't even in the top 100. So I'm naming guys that was all in the top 100.
All y'all sick going to college.
Was we?
All y'all sick.
We was hurt.
God, that's.
I think.
What was the reason? Was there an explanation for that?
I think they was just like a bunch of people was just fed up with guys coming out of high school and not producing. So they was like, guys are coming out, they're not mature enough, they're not producing. So like let's make the 19 rule. So either 1 year removed from high school or be 19.
Got you.
All right. So it's just like, all right.
What was your welcome? Well, clearly the first week of school was your welcome to college moment. What was the moment in college at Georgia Tech that you was like, okay, I'm here now? You already knew you were going to the league, but when was you finally established yourself? Like, okay, yeah, I'm a pro.
Man, I think when we was playing like all the big games, so like playing in the ACC, almost every game is a big game, right?
Yep.
And I think like at that time, Virginia was cold. V-Tech was good. Boston College had Jerry Dudley and them. They were good.
Nice.
so like,
nice.
We already know Carolina and Duke was good.
Yeah. ACC was
Maryland was good with Grizz Vasquez, DJ Strawberry.
Yep.
So I think like one of my first games we played.
Clemson was cold too.
Clemson was like undefeated for a while. They had
really?
Trevor Book in them.
Yeah, they had Trevor Book and what's it? Did they have a dude named like Stitt or something?
I don't know, but
they was nice.
They was good.
Nice.
It was good.
It was nice.
So like one of my like moments was like we played Maryland. DJ Strawberry had already been in college for a couple of years. So like we was playing and I was having a good game against him. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'm not fazed by Maryland's fans and all this. I'm not fazed by the lights, right?
Yep.
And so like, and they had just like opened, like, I think they had just got like a new arena, like a Comcast Center or something like that. And they had just got it or whatever. So that was like their opening moment. And then we was playing and then I think we ended up beating them. But that was like my like, okay, I'm probably gonna be a pro. I'm gonna be a pro.
Yep. Y'all beat Carolina that year?
We split with Carolina. We split with Duke.
You beat Carolina where? At home or there?
We beat Carolina.
Y'all ain't beat them at the crib.
I don't know. We might have beat them at the crib.
I think actually, who was on your team?
Me, Javaris Crittenton, Anthony Morrow, Luke Clinch. We had a decent team.
I think Amon team beat them at the crib.
Okay, so we beat them at our house.
I think y'all might have beat them at our crib.
Yeah, I think we beat them because like those are like the big games. So, like, those are ESPN games. So I'm like,
I gotta go crazy.
Like I'm 25. I'm 25.
Know that.
Yeah, I might have had 20 in both of those games.
Gotta have that.
Yeah,
and y'all gotta feel me after what happened.
Yeah, after what happened, I'm like, nah, bro. Y'all gotta come. Y'all gotta go down. And I remember Carolina game, man. I had a toothache. Like I had an abscess, like, and that joint was hurting me so bad. Like I almost wasn't gonna play that game. You
probably told him toughen up.
And I was like, man, you know what? I'm in there, man.
He told you toughen up?
Yeah, that would happen. He told me toughen up. I was like, man, they got to see me. But like, soon as we jumped off the plane, I went straight to the dentist. Like we played Carolina, jumped off the plane, went straight to the dentist.
Hurt.
Oh, it was pain. Like I'm talking about face swelled up and everything. Like that's how bad it was.
Y'all went to the tournament?
Yeah, we went to the tournament, but we lost in the first round. We lost to UNLV. They was actually pretty good.
It was cold.
Yeah, they was good. They jumped out on us. I don't know. I was like, man, but I mean, two freshmen starting, sophomore starting. You know what I'm saying?
Were you sick, or were you like, well, fellas?
No, I was sick. I was very sick. But then I was like, man, well, like now I gotta go and make some other decisions because it's like everything starts moving fast after you lose.
Fast.
So like you like, man, like, all right, I gotta figure out this agent thing. Which I didn't even have an agent when I first started. My uncle was a lawyer, so he handled everything.
Got you.
Right, and then like it was just like, man, when this stuff is moving, like you don't even get time to sit down and think about it because like literally after we lost, we got back to Atlanta, and then like our coach went crazy again, try to make us do a 6 a.m. Javaris didn't show up.
After y'all lost in the tournament?
Yeah, we lost in the tournament. So like, cause like. Well, as soon as we get back, all the teachers are emailing like the academic advisor and stuff, like telling like, oh, they didn't come to class, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, so he just went crazy. And he was like, man, we got 6 a.m. tomorrow. I showed up. I'm gonna be a good soldier.
Okay.
You know
okay.
I showed up. I showed up.
I'm not a part of this team no more, man.
I mean, that's what I wanted to say. But I'm not an asshole, so I just went on and did it. But it made us tougher, But now, like everything starts to move fast, and then like it's like you only get like 2 or 3 days to like rest because like now it's like, oh, you got to make all these decisions. Like, am I going to the league? But I walked straight in. I didn't even give Coach Hewitt like a long time to kind of like talk. I was like,
I'm gone.
We had the meeting. I was like, Coach, I appreciate you. I thank you for the opportunity, but I think it's time to start my professional career. Goodbye.
Straight like that.
Yeah, he was like, well, man, you're not gonna be a high pick in the first round. And I'm like, what? Like me and Coach Hill, we fell out for a little bit about this.
Really?
Yeah, because like I felt like he didn't have that confidence in
you
and me, right?
You supposed to be going after and be like, he is a top.
Yeah, like I feel like you supposed to be selling me. He's like, man, I talked to like 20 GMs and like they're saying you're gonna go anywhere from 25 to 30. I'm like, what? I said, man, they gotta see me in these workouts.
For sure.
When they see me, like it ain't no hiding. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm confident in myself. So I'm like, why you ain't got that same confidence? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, obviously, like he was like more so on like obviously college coaches, they got to keep their job.
They got to keep it. They want you to be.
And how you keep your job is you keep players, right? He knew his 2-star freshman was potentially leaving. So your best bet is to try to keep one.
Yeah.
Right? Javaris already was gone.
Clearly.
Yeah, he was gone 3 months before the season was out. You know what I'm saying? And that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he was gone.
Yeah.
And I was the one that was like still like teetering the line. So he was like, oh, I might can get him.
What made you start teetering?
I mean, I was just teetering it because like I wanted to do more in college.
Gotcha.
Like I felt like if I came back another year, I was definitely gonna be a top 3 pick. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, do you risk that?
Yeah.
And then like I heard the noise, right? The noise was, all right, you're not gonna be in the top of the first round. That makes you think a little bit, right? But I have that confidence in myself that if I go into these workouts, because I still have the option to go back to school.
For sure.
So I'm always keeping that in my back pocket.
Got you.
But me personally, it was like, I'm doing too much work. I ain't coming back to school. So I'm about to do whatever it takes to get there. Right? And then like I end up sneaking in and getting into the lottery. 12th pick.
You told him, I just need to get in the workout.
Yeah, get me in the workouts and whoever you put in front of me. Now I ain't gonna lie. It was one dude that was killing everybody in the workouts.
Everybody.
He could not be stopped.
That is?
L. Thornton.
That was Florida not who State. I thought you were going to say.
Florida State, L.
Going
Thornton.
crazy.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that man still thinking about this shit.
We had one workout. Bro, he was beating us so bad in the workout, it wasn't even close. Like, he was beating us like a drunk.
Oh, my God. How many workouts you do?
I did like 13, 14 workouts. It was the workout was in Minnesota, and it was Corey Brewer, me, Julian Wright, and him.
Get y'all the business.
Oh man, he was killing us. He was killing us.
God.
He was dunking on us. I was like, this is a grown man.
He might be
I'm
the
still
first.
18. I'm still 18 years old.
He might be the first pick.
I hadn't turned 19 yet.
That's crazy, bro.
I didn't turn 19 until 7 days after the draft.
That's insane. Hey, you out there compete with, I mean,
7 days before.
But you've been doing that
before the draft. I'm sorry.
But you've been doing that your whole life.
Yeah, but I was like, man, this is a grown man.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he was like 22 and everybody was like 19.
Worst
19,
workout.
20. Worst workout?
Yeah. Minnesota.
Nah, I say my worst workout was probably, I'll probably say Minnesota.
Best? Philly? Was Philly your best workout? Because I'll tell you this, majority.
Yeah, Philly was probably my best workout. They called me back for a second workout against L. Thornton. I said no.
Hey,
they said we want to see.
He's smart man, right? Hey, this is what I said.
They said, hey, they came in like it was like the day before or 2 days before the draft. They was like, yo, we want you to work out. And I'm like, okay, who's gonna be in the workout? And it was like, oh, it's just gonna be you and L. Thornton. I said, not by myself. I seen what he just did to all of us in 5 workouts. I had 5 workouts with him.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, like I started getting used to it after like used to like, all right, I know what he gonna do now. So I can, sustain now.
Exactly.
But that Minnesota workout, and another thing that had me like particularly like a little rattled was I had just watched KG drenched in sweat work out before we worked out for the pre-draft.
Going crazy.
Drenched in sweat. Talking crazy, dunking on the ball boys and the training staff and going and talking crazy to Kevin McHale. you gotta fucking dunk him in a basket, G. Like he talking crazy, like hitting his head on the stanchion, all that. And I'm like, this what the league about?
Different cat.
I'm like, hold
y'all just sitting there like, what the?
I'm like, no, that was just me.
Oh, it was just you.
Yeah, it was just me. I'm like, wait a minute.
What's wrong with him?
Like,
yeah,
like this what dudes in the league like? I was like, I don't know about this.
Do I need to go back for a minute?
But it put a lot in my mindset of like how locked in you got to be. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a livelihood. This your livelihood at this point.
Yeah,
you got to go get it. Motherfuckers trying to eat,
man. And he was going crazy. Yeah. But that year he got traded too.
Went to Boston.
He went to Boston. So that same year.
That's probably why he was acting like that. He knew it was about to happen.
Man, I was like, oh God. I was like, this what I got. This what I have to see.
I got to see this
in a couple months.
Then he went to Boston. You went to Philly. You like
playing 4 times a year.
4 times a year.
And then we end up playing him in a playoff series. They made the movie Uncut Gems. It was based upon our series.
Oh
yeah. Yep.
Shit was crazy.
Yep. So you might see me with a little cameo with no hair on my face, no beard, none of that. The baby Thad.
Yeah. Baby.
You see baby Thad.
Yeah, for sure. Draft night. Man.
Yeah.
Coming from Memphis.
Yeah, I chose to spend it with my family. I didn't even go to the draft.
For sure. Yeah. Listen, you coming from Memphis.
Yeah.
You have grinded all your life to get to that point.
Yeah.
And now you get there and you are a lottery pick. What? First of all, did you know it was gonna be Philly?
No.
Who'd you think it was gonna be?
So I had got guarantees from a couple teams.
Okay.
Detroit was, I think it was like 15. They was like, we're gonna take you.
Yeah.
Like Joe Dumars was like, we're taking you.
Yeah. You there, we gone.
Yeah. And then like I was also hearing that like Miami was trying to trade up to get me. So they were trying to trade up because they had like the 18th or 19th pick. And then there was a couple other teams that was like interested. And then like I heard New Orleans was gonna actually, and the Clippers was actually gonna take me at 13 or 14. But Philly went on to pick me at 12.
Okay.
Because I knew for sure L. Thornton was going before me.
You knew.
I knew exactly.
That was happening.
I was like, bro. I was like, big bro going before me, man. He deserved it, bro.
You deserve it. Hey, listen. If anybody deserves it, you do.
He killed us in college because Florida State, ACC. So I was like, he killed us in college. He killed it. Free drive workout. He big bro going, bro.
Yeah.
I'm waiting him to get off the board. I ain't even listening to the driver until they say L. Thornton.
Once he's off, now we on.
Yep. Now the movie stopped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What was that moment like for you and your family?
Man, to hear my name called and to be celebrating that time with all the people that like I grew up with and have like around me and the people that's been there for the race, right? And cheering me on from the sidelines. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was very soft that night. I cried like a baby. I remember like running, God rest her soul. My mom, she passed away with breast cancer a while back, but I remember running to my mom and just hugging her and just hugging her and just hugging her because like that's the one person that I always wanted to make sure was good because she always made sure I was good, right? I've seen her sacrifice. I've seen what she did. I've seen everything from a baby on how she took care of me and she instilled all these different things in me. And it's the same thing with my dad. But my relationship is good with my dad, but it's even bigger with my mom, right? Because that's the person I'm with every single day. That's the person that I'm watching slave every single day, right?
Yeah.
And so like, I just remember like hugging her and just crying with her. Like we just crying. Like I don't think my mom actually realized what was going on. I don't think she realized like, cause she's like
how
smiling.
big of the moment.
Yeah, like she's smiling and she's happy and she's crying, but I think like when it actually like hit, like it hit really hard and like it was almost like where you like weak at the knees type hit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like man, like mama hold me.
Yeah.
Like one of those type. Like
for sure.
Like it was crazy.
For sure. I mean, you got to think, bro, like the preparation you put into it.
Yep.
For that to come to fruition that's why you felt that.
Yeah.
That's why all the emotion got poured out because how much you put in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, you know what they all say, the work just gets started then.
And that's a true statement. Like I tell it to all the young kids now,
For sure.
like man, like when you get there, the easy part was getting there. The hard part is staying.
Especially now.
Yeah. Like the league's getting younger and younger, you know, about a year. I mean, that's one of the reasons like why I'm sitting at home without a job right now, right? Like the league's trying to get younger. They're not trying to like take somebody that's old like me, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Even though I'm not old, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I understand the theory and the process of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to get these young kids that's coming through our programs and the kids that I'm dealing with every single day. Like I have 2 sons. So I'm explaining to them how like it's the preparation part of it right now. And then when you get there, we're going to put all these things in place to make sure you can stay there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing. Like a lot of guys who get there, they don't have a support system for staying there. And so when you create that support system for staying there, you get your regiment, you get your people in place that's going to help you get to where you need to get to, right? You pay the money on the front end so you can save yourself the heartache on the back end.
For sure.
And that's what I learned to do in my first 5 years of my career. Pay the money on the front end so I can save myself the heartache on the back end. And I'm doing that now with my sons. Like we have a gym at our house. We have a training room. We have a full weight room. But I'm doing everything on the front end so they can save themselves the heartache on the back end.
Yeah. That's
provide all the resources in the beginning.
That's big time. Because like I said, I think, especially, could you imagine having that when we were?
No. I mean,
oh my God.
I got the cheat sheet, so I'm giving the cheat sheet to my kids.
Bro, it'd be insane. Like you can, all you got to do is wake up and go downstairs. You in the gym?
That's exactly what they do.
Like and that's the thing. Is like you try to tell young kids, like, bro, your accessibility now is so much higher than what we had.
Yep.
Like they don't understand the hurt. Like you don't have to go hoop outside like we did. You don't have to go hop over a creek and go down a steep ass hill to get to the court.
Exactly.
Like we had to do. Yep. Like it's a luxury. And like I said, I'm happy they don't have to do that.
Yeah. I'm honestly like now, I think we're like with my kids, we're kind of like past that point now. They understand that part, right?
That's huge.
So like now it's more so I'm teaching them the responsibilities that they have to have. And or if they want to get better. So like me and their mom, right? My wife, we tell them like, all right, we've put the resources there for you, right? You have the resources. Now it's on you to utilize the resources how you need to. So we have a trainer, we have a PT, we have all these different people. You have their phone numbers. Put together your plan.
That's big time, bro.
So like now my kids, they actually 14 and 11.
Okay.
So I'm teaching them early, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So my kids now, and they have different training schedules because they have different body types and they do different workouts, right? So I'm teaching them now, okay, if you want to work out and you want to put together a schedule, all right, you work with Shane, our trainer, right? You work with Swag, our strength and conditioning guy, and y'all come up with the schedule, and then you abide by the schedule. You set your own alarm. You wake up in the morning. I don't need to be breathing down your neck for you to do this. If you say you really want to make it to the NBA, it starts now with the preparation.
1000%.
So the friends and all this other stuff, it's cool to have those, but you have to make certain decisions on when it's time to actually hoop and it's time to actually play basketball.
People don't understand the sacrifice.
And that's the part where I'm trying to get them to understand.
They don't really understand the sacrifice that goes into the NBA and when you get to that level. Even like college, it's still the same.
It's laid out for you.
It's laid out for you. It's kind of spoon fed.
Yep.
But people don't understand when you're in the NBA, bro, it's like millions. Go get your own crib, go get your own insurance, go get your own house, go get your own car, get your own trainer. We just need you to show up on practice and game day. You get better on your own time.
Yep. And that's the part that I'm I'm getting my kids to understand. Cause like I told my oldest son, cause I like these conversations that I'm having now, my oldest son I can have with him because he understands a little bit more.
My youngest 14,
my youngest son, he's still into video games and all that. But he's starting to get serious about it.
For sure.
But my oldest son, I'm having conversations with him like, okay, if and when you get to the league, we're going to put this in place for you to be able to excel. We're going to spend the money. If you are a top 10 pick, by that time, top 10 picks might be making $20 million a year.
Easily.
we're going to take $500,000 and we're going to put that into a whole staff that's going to stay with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get you a house. You have a back house, right? We'll make sure you have a gym at your house. We all know driving to a gym back and forth, sometimes an hour, 2 hours in the car, traffic, everything else.
And to make you not go.
It'll make you not go. It's taken away from your rest time, right? If we have everything at the house, you can walk in the gym, you can get your PT, you can get stretched, you can get your weights in, you can hoop, and you got better at the house, right?
Yeah. And that'll give you more time to do other things if you want to.
Exactly. And that's the part where I'm trying to, I want to take out the idle time that you have in the car, right? Like, I hate being in the car and having to sit in the car for 2-3 hours of my day when I could have been doing something else.
1,000%.
Which is one of the reasons why when we built our house, we built a gym onto our house.
1,000%.
So, because I didn't want to continuously have to leave. And because like here in Dallas, I'm driving from Frisco to Sanders Fit. That's 45 minutes from my house.
For sure.
Right? And I'm leaving from Sanders Fit and going to Tyler Ralph, you know what I'm saying, and Addison, and then making my way back home to Frisco.
Yeah. And then
I might have to stop at, and I might have to stop at Baylor Scott and White or Sports Academy for PT services and all this other stuff. But if I incorporate all that in my house, I don't have to.
We don't got to do all that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, bro, you giving free game right now. Listen, we understand everybody don't have the access to that.
Yeah.
But you can make it more efficient. Efficiency is the key, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you can make an efficient way of getting it done, because the idle time is the one that makes you not want to do it.
Well, I think this is the thing, right? Like, once you get there and you're making the money, you invest the money into, like, I'll spend $5 million to make another $50 million.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So you have to look at it that way, right? You're spending $500,000 a year to have sustainability for the next 10, 15 years in an NBA career, right? Meaning that you're going to make no less than, what's the minimum, 1.8 or whatever it is?
Shit like 2 now.
Yeah, $2 million. You're going no less than $2 million a year. I'll spend that so I can make $2 million a year.
Hey, listen, invest in your body. Invest in your body. It is the biggest thing, and I didn't get it when I first got in the league. I was just trying to figure it out. Like I started in New York, so that was a big step for me. Trying to understand. And like I said, I got better as every year went on, because I was the first year the 2-way.
Okay.
And that was huge for me because I was able to play.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't get the time with the big team as I wanted to, I was able to go to the G League and work on my craft and get better and build that confidence, because the confidence that's the key to damn near all of it. Like, if you got to have confidence in yourself, in which you talked about. You had your confidence. You told Coach, I don't know what you talking about.
Yeah.
I'm a lottery pick player. Whether you believe it or not, I know I am. So watch when I go to these workouts. And when you see me in the lottery pick, when you watching the TV, I'm gonna just nod my head.
Yeah, but we're cool now. Like,
no, for sure.
We have a great relationship. Like, because he admitted he was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and he admitted that we played Toronto and Chris Bosh was there, and he was like, I was wrong, and I was like, we're great now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You're good. And sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah,
just a little validation there.
Yep.
You get to Philly. Welcome to NBA moment.
I think we played Phoenix, and they had Amari and Steve Nash. So you already know how this ended.
Yeah, lob.
It wasn't even a lob. Like they went pick and roll,
shovel pass,
pick and roll, pocket pass. Amari, boom, boom, dunked on the whole team. The dunk happened so fast that I didn't even know he dunked it. All I heard was boom, boom, and that's how fast he dunked it. And I was like looking for the ball. Yeah. and I remember I asked Lou Will. I said, did he dunk that? He said, hell yeah, nigga, he dunked that.
Yeah, he definitely did.
He said,
we just couldn't do nothing about it.
He said, now take the ball out.
Yeah. You had a mob, bro. You had a mob your first year.
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty good.
Y'all had some guys.
We were just young, and
that's it.
And like, And like, I mean, I still hate the fact that they broke our team up because our whole team went and had success in other places,
In
right?
other places, yes.
And like,
Because it
man,
was you. Was Evan on your team?
yeah. So we had like the first 4 or 5 years. First of all, it was so much turnover within the organization. That was one of the biggest problems.
Yeah.
So like I really came into. I love the Sixers to death because they gave me my first shot, my opportunity, right? But it was just so bad at that time. The ownership now is great, but it was so bad at that time. I had like 5 coaches in 7 years. I had 3 GMs in 7 years. I had 2 ownership groups in 7 years. So it was just
2 ownership groups is insane.
Yeah, it was all over the place. Like I can name all our coaches that we had over a 7-year period.
Bro, 2. First of all, coaches is you hear shit like that. Ownership groups,
5 coaches in 7 years.
That's still a lot. That's crazy. That's crazy.
5 and 7.
5 and 7 don't make no. You don't hear shit like that.
Like some coaches was getting fired within the same year.
What up, everybody? Y'all know what time it is. It is time for Theo's Picks. And as y'all guys know, we are sponsored by DraftKings. So y'all go to DraftKings right now and use promo code RACE. Now let's get into the picks. February 8th, we got a little NBA action. Houston versus Dallas in Dallas. Listen, Houston is playing some elite basketball right now. They're rolling. I'm going Houston. I'm sorry, Dallas, but I'm going Houston. They're playing some good ball right now. I'm excited to see what they look like in the playoffs. Then we got Indy versus LA in LA. I'm gonna go La La Land. I'm gonna go La La Land on that one. They've been playing some good basketball too, even though Indy has also. But I'm gonna go La La Land. Then we got San Antonio at Orlando. Orlando's getting healthy. Yeah, I like Orlando in that one. They got a very good team playing really good basketball. Then we got OKC versus Memphis in Memphis. Listen, get your barbecue ready. OKC though. OKC's winning that one for sure. They're the best team in the NBA right now. Next, we got two elite games. Boston, New York, in New York. Get your popcorn ready. Primetime game. I'm gonna go Boston. I think Boston need to turn the corner a little bit. And make a statement. This is a little statement game for them. Then last but not least, we got Denver versus Phoenix in Phoenix. I'm going to go Denver. Denver's playing good ball, man. Denver's playing good ball. And I never can go up against the MVP. So I'm gonna go Denver. But if you don't want to make direct picks on games, DraftKings got you with daily fantasy. So go to DraftKings right now, use promo code RACE. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Now let's get back to the episode. What's the team? The team that went to the playoffs, y'all had Doug. Was it Doug?
Yeah, we had Doug. So we had Doug, and they broke that team up. So like they said they felt like we peaked out.
And y'all are young.
You're telling a bunch of 22 to 24-year-olds they peaked out when they haven't even reached their prime yet.
That only makes
like
sense.
We had Drew. It was Drew Holiday, Andre Iguodala, Lou Will, me, Evan, Elton Brand was on that team. Mm-hmm. We might have had. I think we had like Sam Dellenberg as our center.
Yeah, it was.
And then Willie Green they traded Willie, so we had a couple other guys, but I mean, we had a really good team.
Yeah, for sure.
A
good core, for sure.
I think LaVoy Allen was on that team. Mm-hmm. So we had like a really good like core group of guys, but like they was like, yeah, y'all peaked out, and we was just like, okay, so what does that mean? And then like, what are you gonna do, right? And then so like I remember Doug texted me, and this is how I knew the team was actually about to break up. I remember Doug texted me, and he was like, yeah, I'm meeting with Dre today. And I was like, okay. So like, y'all meeting about what? He was like, well, I just want to see where his head is. Because like at that time, Dre was like our star player.
Yeah.
But
he was the guy.
Doug was asking him to average less and do more. Because like Dre had just came off like a 25-5 year or something like that. Yeah. But Doug was like, all right, averaged 14, 5 and 5 or whatever, and then
No.
like he wanted to put everybody in their roles, in roles, right? And so it was just like and I love Doug to death, but that's like hard to do for like somebody that's your star player. And then we're in Philly, so like it's a bunch of ridicule coming from the fans and the newspaper, the beat writers, and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like very tough.
Yeah.
And I mean Dre did it, and he was All-Star that year.
Yeah.
But it was just like man, like I knew that's gonna only last so long.
Yeah.
Right. And then so like he had that dinner with Dre. He was like, Dre wants out. So that's how I
told you
knew.
Straight like that.
Yeah, he was like Dre wants out. He wants to be traded. Boom, boom, boom. So I was like, okay, well that's the first domino.
That's the domino. The star. Yeah.
Yeah, of what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, like Drew's gone, and they traded him, right? And then next thing you know, Evan Spencer's gone.
Yep.
With Lavoie, and then they held me hostage for a year. I was on one of the worst teams to ever play in basketball history.
You were just sitting there,
and I'm just there. So I remember coming in. And we had Brett Brown as a coach at this time.
Yep.
And I remember coming in, and I told Brett, I said, they should have traded me.
Yeah.
They had 2 trades on the table, and you didn't make either one of those, and you held me hostage, and now I have to sit here the whole year through this. I said, anything y'all want me to do from now on this season should be optional for me.
1,000%.
And he was like, I get it. He was like, I get it. He was like, and you know what? You're right. And so like, I didn't really have to show up to practice, or like I was just coming for games because we weren't trying to win.
Yeah.
We was in the Sam Hinkie era.
And it's tough because like your whole life, you're a natural born competitor.
Bro, I felt like every single night, like, and don't get me wrong, I love the team, the guys.
And that's how it is too.
I love the guys personally.
Yeah.
But we did not have enough firepower to win games.
Yeah.
Right. And this might have been like Michael Carter Williams' first year with Tony Roten was in the league already for a couple of years, right? Yeah. So like I'm trying, and like Jason Richardson was on that team, but Jason Richardson had tore his ACL, so he wasn't even there most of the time. Mm-hmm. So like it's like I'm the only vet. Mm-hmm. So like I'm talking to these young guys, and they like not listening to me and all this other stuff, and I'm trying to tell them like, bro, we're not that, like they like, oh man, we're gonna win. I said, bro, we're not that good of a team. And like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, we started the season 3-0. Oh. And that's when they start getting ahead. I was like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, yeah. I said, after the first 10 games, teams pick it up.
Yeah.
Because we had beat like Miami, like championship Miami.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why they was feeling themselves.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, look.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow your roll.
Slow your roll, brother.
So like that situation right there was just like, man, like I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, you gotta.
What was the 2 situations you had?
Like, what you mean?
For trades that you could have went to.
So it was Houston and Phoenix.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Houston. Yeah, it was Houston and Phoenix. So like I was just like, it was honestly, it felt like I was literally bringing a knife to a gunfight every single night.
Yeah.
It felt like I was bringing a butter knife to a gunfight.
That's make that a little worse.
Like, yeah, like because I'm going into games knowing that I got to go out here and shoot 20, 25 times a game. That's not even the type of player I am.
Exactly.
Right.
You play the right way.
I play the right way. And then I also have to be able to go out there and rebound. I got to be able to get steals. I got to be able to make reads and passes. Like I'm doing everything outside of what my job has been for the past 7 years with the teams that I've had. Mm. So it was just like, it was new. It gave me, and I realized how hard it is for guys in the league to average 20 points a game. Mm-hmm. Like to consistently do that every single year, you are a different breed.
Different.
And I averaged 18 that year. I didn't even average 20. You know what I'm saying?
You got to shoot whenever you wanted.
But I got to shoot whatever I wanted. I got to do whatever I wanted within the offense. I mean, it was games where I was almost having triple doubles just because I had the ball in my hands so much. And I was playing well, but it was just like, man, I didn't have.
It wasn't resulting in winning.
Yeah,
and that's what you like.
I had the most guys like that had touched the roster maybe in the whole year, in the whole history of the league. I think we had like 50 different players or something like that.
What?
Yeah, it was something crazy.
Yeah, that's first of all, that's toxic.
Yeah, we were just signing guys, just signing a bunch of different guys.
That don't make no damn sense.
It was
so let's go through the path. You did 7 with Philly.
Yep.
After Philly was.
So seven with Philly. I got traded to Minnesota in the Kevin Love trade.
Okay.
Kevin Love Wiggins trade.
Okay.
That was about 5 months.
Yep. Yeah. That was a short stint.
And then I left there and went to Brooklyn for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Got a new contract in Brooklyn. Got traded first year of the contract because they made some changes.
Yeah.
And then left there and went to Indiana.
Indiana was a good stint.
And Indiana was 3 years.
Yep.
And then Indiana, they didn't want to give me like full value. So went to Chicago, signed with Chicago on a 3-year deal, played there for 2 seasons, then went from Chicago to San Antonio. They traded me in a DeMar trade.
Yep. Yeah.
And then I didn't even play in San Antonio really.
Yeah.
Because they were in a different mode.
They were trying to.
Yeah. So left San Antonio, got
weird
traded
to see them in that mode.
Right. got traded to Toronto, played 2 years in Toronto, and then got traded and to Brooklyn. Brooklyn waived me, and then I went to Phoenix. Yep.
Phoenix was the last stop.
Yep.
And that was like 2 years ago?
No, that was last year.
That was last year.
Yeah, I finished last season with Phoenix. Yep.
Because damn, boy,
yep.
We're going to talk about that Minnesota game. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to Indiana. I want to talk about that stint. Which one of those teams had the best chance of making a real?
In Indy?
Yeah.
Well, so we had 2 teams.
Yep.
Right? The first year I got there, we had Paul George, Jeff Teague, L. Jefferson, all those guys. A lot of vets.
Yeah.
Monte, CJ Miles. Like we had a whip. That team was supposed to be better than the next team.
The next team that you had.
But then we make the trade. Paul leaves, goes to OKC. We get Vic. Vic comes, and I remember walking into the office with KP and Chad, and they was like, we're gonna be okay this year. And I was like, no, we're gonna be a pretty fucking good team.
No, we're gonna be good.
Because we're there in August.
Yeah.
Like we're there in early August working out. And we're like, I'm looking at the team and I'm looking at how we constructed and how we're built, and I'm looking at Vic's mindset.
He locked in.
He was locked in. And I'm like, okay, that's our leader. That's our guy. That's gonna be the one that's gonna be our all-star. He's gonna take us where we need to go. You know, he's gonna be our 20-point per game guy. And then I'm looking at we got Bogey. So I'm like, Bogey's gonna average, 15, 16 a game. Miles is gonna be our shot blocker. He's still coming into his own.
Yep.
Then I'm looking at Domas. Domas coming off the bench behind me. And he's down there averaging a double-double. So I already knew at some point they were gonna start trying to start him in front of me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, how do you handle that situation?
I mean, I was fine with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What I understood was you can't play Domas and Miles together all the time.
No, can't do that.
So you have to, at some point, it's a 3-big rotation.
Yep.
And that 3-big rotation, I'm still going to play 25 plus minutes a game.
For sure.
Right? So I wasn't worried about the coming off the bench part. I just wanted to be paid for my services.
For sure.
When it was time for me to be paid. Right? Because I knew Domas was going to want to start at some point. And that's fine. So
you can have that. I just need my money.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was fine with that. But what I realized with that team, we had togetherness.
Yeah.
Like
you could tell.
We were a family. Like we were really brothers. Like Corey Joseph, we had Tariq Evans, we had Lance Stevenson at one point. So like all of us, we were really tied in with that second team that came when I was there. The first team, we were cool, but I think everybody had their own egos. And that kind of hurt what we had going on.
Ultimate goal.
Yeah, they hurt the ultimate goal because everybody had certain.
And that was the year with Miles was 2018. The year with Vic. The year with Vic, where he went crazy, was 20.
I can't even remember. I played so long.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, 17 years. Yeah.
And that was, and once I left there, it was like, all right, I'm no looking back. I'm trying to move forward. But
because I'm thinking like, it had to be because that's when Brian went on that crazy run.
Yeah, so like that year, so like the first year, we had played Brian them 2 years in a row.
Yes. Which one was the one he hit the game winner at the top of the key?
That was on me.
Yeah, listen, I didn't say it.
He made a good shot. He made a tough shot. I mean, Bron is Bron.
Bron is Bron.
Bron is Bron. we gonna, but you know, that series, I think they were the most scared in that series against us.
Yeah.
Like out of all the series that they played.
For sure.
Because we didn't care who they were.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were playing them, but like Braun was going crazy. And our problem that what we couldn't stop guys was we didn't have two guys that had similar dimensions like me. Facts. That can guard multiple positions, that can kind of slow Braun down, but also slow K-Love down. Because like that series, like K-Love probably on the average like 12 points maybe, when he's usually averaging bigger numbers, right?
At least 18.
Yeah, at least 18.
Yeah.
So like I'm slowing K-Love down, but then like you check K-Love out, then I go to Braun, and then you check him back in, I got to go back. But Braun's got 40.
Yeah, at this point.
Because he got Bogey and Lance guarding, right? But I'm the only one that can match up a little bit better and slow him down. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got the length.
I got the length. You know what I'm saying? So like with us not having another player like me on the roster, it makes it a little bit harder.
For sure.
To do what you're trying to do.
For sure. Man, that series is crazy.
No, that was bro. I've never been around a team where we were in a series. Well, I take that back. My Philly team, when we lost to Boston, when we could have beat them and could have went to the Eastern Conference Finals. But that game, that team with Indy, with Vic, bro, it was dudes, we was like crying in the locker room.
Yeah.
After we lost that series.
Yeah.
It's a crazy stat on that series.
What was it?
We won out of the 28 quarters, we won 24 of the quarters and lost the series.
Did they have a big comeback on y'all? I think it was a huge comeback out of nowhere.
That was the year before. No, that was the year before with Paul.
Yeah.
We were at home up 20-something, and Brian was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And he walked us down.
Walked.
With the bench.
Walked you down.
Channing fried them.
Yeah. Flamethrowers.
Yes. Walked us down with the bench.
Bro.
It beat us.
Listen.
After that, we were deflated. It was over.
I said, I had this conversation. I said 2018 Brian might have been the best Brian. That was the Brian that hit the game winner on you.
Yeah, game went on me. Game went on OG.
OG going into and then averaged a triple-double against the Warriors. Yeah. It was insane, the run he was on. Y'all should have beat him. Y'all had him.
Yeah, we had him.
How special was Vic that year?
Oh, it was unbelievable. To see where he had came from, like Vic, you my guy, but you was a little chubby in OKC. You was a little chubby in OKC. You had a little baby fat on you. Yeah. You got the baby fat off, and then you came to Indy and you went crazy, right? But Vic is the most positive teammate that I've ever been around.
Really?
He walks in, he's singing, he walks into the gym.
You always singing.
Hey, get your ass up. That's my guy. But
great dude.
No, he's one of the best teammates I ever had. Like we'll be in the huddle, and I think like that year we had the most comeback victories from being down like 10 plus points going into the fourth. But it'd be Vic and it'd be like me or like DC, Darren Collison.
Yep.
He'll be out, like we'll be like, all right, man, like, come on, man, let's turn this shit on. Like, and Vic is like, man, we're gonna beat them. Like, I don't care what y'all say, we're beating them. And then he'll get a crazy dunk.
Yeah.
Boom.
And
then next thing you know,
it's
no stopping us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's just the type of guy he is. Like super positive, always like embracing his teammates and building his teammates up. Like he's an unbelievable dude, man. And he's an incredible teammate, incredible person. Like I love that dude, man.
For sure. There was a clip that I saw. There was like Evan and Drake were talking about. They knew y'all weren't going to beat Boston if y'all weren't up a certain amount of points.
Yes. Yeah.
Real thing.
Yes, real thing.
That's crazy.
Real thing.
That's crazy.
Like before the game, going into the game, we like, okay, we like in the fourth, we got to be up this amount of points in order to win this game. Like we would talk about these things because we knew like in situational basketball, in certain situations, like if they're at a certain point or is something gonna happen, the tides just wasn't gonna.
It wasn't gonna turn.
They weren't gonna turn in our direction. So it was like, okay, we have to be up by this, because if we're up by this, we force them to do something that they don't want to do, and that's what you want.
And then that's when you got them. Didn't have,
because at that point it's just like, all right, we're gonna get easy buckets, or we're gonna make free throws,
and we're gonna end up winning the game.
We're gonna win the game.
Damn.
But Rondo made 2 threes that we didn't expect in that series. And that was miscommunications between like a couple guys on the team.
And listen, in the playoffs, those mistakes are magnified.
Oh, we know. They running a V action, and you got KG setting a screen with Ray Allen on the other side setting the screen, and then Ray Allen can go wherever he want on the court. If you don't stay with him, he's a knockdown Trey.
It's over.
Yeah, and
because then if you rotate to him,
then KG's rolling to the basket, or he might pop for the midi, because KG midi was automatic.
Automatic, you dead in the water.
Yeah, one dribble midi, automatic.
Dead in the water. It's tough. Where did you get the as far as like being a hybrid? You're like one of the hybrid players that I think about being in the league.
Because when I first started playing basketball, I started off as a point guard. So that helped me handle the ball, help me do certain things, right? Make passes, make reads. And then I started transitioning as I got taller to like post work. And my dad was a post. So I already knew how to do all the posts, right? And then like my high school coach would play me like mid post. I'm like, all right, just go to work from the mid post. Like nobody's gonna stop you on your first step. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how I started kind of doing the hybrid stuff.
Gotcha.
And then I had a lot of freedom and flexibility to kind of be a transporter in the league, right? So I like catch the ball at the top of the key if I'm playing the center role or the power forward, and just take it side to side, roll out of it, and then just beat everybody. So like the hybrid stuff, like I had been doing that, like obviously like I was in the league before Draymond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It's magnified with Draymond because they win championships, and and you got the Splash Brothers out there.
That
you know what I'm saying? But I was doing a bunch of the stuff that he's doing, like hybrid wise, like way before.
Because my thing is, when I think of hybrid, I think of like you, like Boris Diaw.
Yep.
Like Boris Diaw.
Yep. And he was doing it before me.
Bad.
Right?
He was nice.
And that's actually one of the people that I was like watching do some of the certain things. Like, man, like he really be out there cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like he really be out there killing. Like this is a dude that's doing everything. And like for me, like what I like about like how like guys like me, Boris Diaw, and Draymond, we're all similar in the standpoint of like we play with a motor. Right? We play solid defense. We make appropriate reads. We try not to turn the ball over and be like high turnover guys. And we have the ability to score when we need to score.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's the reasons why like I like being guys, like I like us being in a group by ourselves, right?
And when we say hybrid, that means you can do more than one thing.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this right now, and you can back me up if you want to. You don't got to agree with me. That's what the league looking for.
Yep.
If you're a hybrid guy, if you're a guy that can guard multiple positions, you can play multiple positions, and you know every position on the court, it's hard for people to keep you off the court.
Yep. Or big point guards.
Listen.
I got a 6'3" son.
Yeah.
Playing point right now.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you, work on your handle early. Work on your handle early. Talk about last season, Phoenix. You teamed up with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Two monsters. Brad Beal, monster.
Yes, sir.
I mean, what was it like? Like I played with KD. What was it like seeing those guys work?
Man, honestly, man, it's phenomenal to watch them work because like we all work just as hard, right?
1,000%.
It's just they're more gifted at scoring than I am, right?
Yeah.
But these guys continuously work every single day. Like I mean, you seen K. K putting up shots before and after practice.
And they don't understand what type of speed. Like
he gains speed the whole time he works out.
The whole
like I'm watching him with Jay Luke go crazy like after one of the practices. And we just had a tough one.
Yeah.
And he's like going off, like going dribble, doing all the pull-ups are like game like you know he like to pull up midi, you know, he gonna pull up at the three. Like he working on his handle. Like he working on like he at the park.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like that's how like guys gotta see guys like K, Book, Brad work, right?
Bro,
and that's how you know how to work. Because like right now, like we got a bunch of young guys in the league, they working, but like they ain't seeing how these dudes work. You know what I'm saying?
You
And
gotta see it,
I've
bro.
been fortunate enough to watch a lot of guys like work and train. And that's how I kind of got my regimen and how I work, right? And how I put in my time on the court. Because like for me, like I'm a guy that's gonna get there early, do some work, like stay late, do some work. Like even when guys are like, when I was in San Antonio, like I'm gonna be honest with you, San Antonio, like they didn't really care if I was at doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew they were gonna trade me in February.
Yeah.
You know, but granted, like Pop was very honest with me. It was a brutally honest conversation, but I respect him because he was honest with me and told me exactly what it was.
And that's all we need, transparency.
So for me, it was like, okay, do I work or do I just dwell in my own shit? And I was like, no, I'm gonna work. So when I would go to practice, like I would do all my stuff on my own. So like even after practice will be over, I'm still there another hour working. I get on the treadmill. I might run right next to Pop.
Yeah.
I'll run sprints. I might be running. Papa's on the treadmill, right? I'll pull a coach aside and say, hey, I need to get up shots. I need to get some real work in. But I'm going through drills like I'm in the game.
Yeah.
Because I'm preparing for my next stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how you always got to prepare. You got to prepare like it's the game's tomorrow and it's the next stop.
That's big time. That's big time. Did you see it? And then I got one more question for you. But did you see this from Minnesota? Did you see that from Anthony Edwards when y'all were preparing for them? My opinion, I thought it was the worst matchup for y'all in the first round.
I think it was the worst matchup for us in the first round because we didn't make adjustments. Like we had a bunch of guys that actually could have played in certain positions or in certain specific positions, right? And like so, like the series that we played Anthony Edwards now, like we had beat them throughout the year. We beat them throughout the year.
Okay.
So when we was beating them throughout the year, we was beating them by like 10, 15 points.
Got you.
Like I think one game we might beat them by 20. You know what I'm saying? But it was like they made the necessary adjustments for what they needed to do in order to beat us. They figured us out. And then when they figured us out, it was hard for us to sustain because we didn't make the appropriate adjustments.
Got you.
So like when we was like going about it, like Frank them probably should have played guys like me, probably like a bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Because you could have guarded Cat.
I could have guarded Cat.
KD could have been on.
They double K, they double Book. I can make all the reads and plays in the middle of the lane. I can throw the floater. I can kick out to the wing. We got shooters. You know what I'm saying? And that's all. That's what I really want. I want us to have 4 or 5 shooters on the court.
Yeah.
Right? Because now every time K gets trapped, every time Book gets trapped, every time Brad gets trapped, your boy is coming out of that thing and floating it or throwing it and kicking it out and making the right read.
Something, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that wasn't utilized enough. Nurk is good, but that wasn't a series for Nurk.
No.
Drew is decent, but that's not a series for Drew. Right? That series right there, you got to put somebody like me in with experience, or you got to have somebody who can actually come out of that pick and roll and make them reads.
Especially when they putting 2 on the ball. You gotta have somebody who can make that read coming off 2 on the ball. All right. You got Brad Beal, you got Devin Booker, and you got Grayson Allen in the corner. That's a luxury.
Yeah.
That's a luxury. Yeah. Who can make those plays?
Yeah, because think about it. Rudy in that series, he outplayed all of our bigs.
Yeah.
I think he was averaging like 18 and 15. Something like that crazy. Something crazy.
That can't happen.
And he was making his free throws. That was one of the things too.
That killed you.
Yeah.
That killed you.
You know what I'm saying? So at this point now, we got to go in a different direction. So 1,000%. We never made that adjustment. And I think that series is when we didn't make that adjustment, it killed us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, cause I knew they were going to come out and they're going to be fired up. It's the playoffs. Like,
and went on a different, he was on some shit.
Yeah. He's like, he that dude. Like it's no doubt about it.
But you got it.
But you can sustain because you can stop everybody else. We didn't stop. Like it was a game where like K got outplayed, right? And K scored his points, but he got outplayed by Jaden.
Yeah.
They had like 25, 30 points.
He can't have that.
And he can't have it. He don't average 12.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you had Nikias.
Nikhil Alexander.
yes.
Oh yeah, he had a great series.
He had a great series against us. But those are guys that only average 7 to 12 points a game. You can't let them get 18 and 20.
Yeah. That can't happen.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even Rudy can't. He's not supposed to get 18.
Hell no. Hell no.
So it's like those guys are killing us. Ant was doing his thing, but it's magnified when Ant's doing his thing, and Cat's doing his thing, and then you got everybody else doing their thing.
You can't be. They're not a beatable team if that happens.
No.
Not a beatable team.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So you got to play Rudy off the floor, and it's a lot of ways you could have did it.
Exactly.
But one thing I want you to, two more things. I want to talk about Team Thad, and I want you to talk about your regimen, your day-to-day. What was your day-to-day like when you were in the league?
Day-to-day in the league would be, man, get up early in the morning, get to the gym, PT, weights, get on the court. We might do a bump session before practice or whatever. That's in Phoenix.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't do the bump session, so I get a workout in before, and then we'll start practice, and then I'll shoot out the practice. And then sometimes, like, because my son likes to go to the gym, I'll go back to the gym late at night, and then we'll go up and shoot, and we'll work. I'll get him a workout in, and then I'll shoot some.
Gotcha.
So just like those are like regimen. But like as far as like throughout the day, if it's on a game day, then like I'll shoot around. We might play a bump or whatever sometimes just to kind of keep guys ready for the game situation. And then like I'm back at the crib, I'm eating, and then I value rest a lot.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing would be like jumping into the normal tech of the game ready, and then laying on the couch and getting some rest, and then just chilling, and then getting up for the game at an appropriate time, getting to the building, and then making sure I get my 15, 20 minutes of work before.
Gotcha. No, hey, listen, I think people need to hear that, because a lot of people go into these situations not knowing what to do, how to approach it. And sometimes you want to hear different routines, but like, okay, that might work for me. And so I think that's good. But you have the unique opportunity, and I can't imagine of just being a part. Like I play with CP3, and I love being a part of CP3. It's a great organization. But you got your own team, bro.
Yeah.
Own Nike team. Team Thad, you have some great players that came in. How special is that to give guys the knowledge and the opportunity to get to that next level, and they play for your team? Like you don't think about shit like that when you're young. You know what I'm saying? Like you got your own team. How special is that for you?
For me, like it is huge, because like I could pass the game forward, right? And you passing the game forward in a way where it like you both have a bond. Yeah. Because like with Team Thad, like it's for us, like how we started our program with Chris Chiozza and LeBron them was more so like built off culture. Yeah. Like LeBron set the tone for our culture with like the first group of kids. And that culture was like LeBron would gather the kids up and do like Bible study and stuff on the road and like do scriptures and stuff like that. And the kids bought into it. Yeah. So like we realized that early on, it's really about the kids that you're surrounding other kids with. The leaders of the team, once they establish themselves and establish the position of what the culture is, that's how the culture is going to be. Gotcha. So we try to find high character guys that's going to establish a culture for us. And then we also instill that culture into the kids too. Like this is like they can establish the culture within the team, but we establish the culture on the court. And that culture is, okay, if we're Team Thad, like when you play against Team Thad, or you like, okay, they play hard.
You're going to know you gotta put your hard hat on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a tough game. So like that's how we're instilling the culture from, our age group from third grade all the way up. So like every single kid is running a certain system, and they're playing a certain way, but everything is structured to a point where we try to structure it into like a prototype setting. Yeah. So like, cause like my biggest thing was from day one was always to say like, all right, like I would tell kids and their parents, like, this is cool. All this that y'all have, right? But what we're building here, if you ain't coming into the gym to try to be a pro, you have to leave. Yeah. And that's how we feel about what we're trying to do. We're trying to build not just good high school players or good college or collegiate players. We want to build pros. At some point, we want you to be a pro in whatever you decide to do.
1,000%.
And that's whether it's you run the business or you having your own business that you built from ground up, or like you working for a company and going from entry level all the way up to CEO. And it's the same thing on the basketball side. So like that's what we're instilling in the kids that we have come through our program. Like, because we know a lot of kids, like, they're not gonna make it to the NBA, right? They might be good high school players. They probably go to college, but they're not gonna make it to the NBA. And we know we're gonna have some
you can
kids.
be a good college player.
Yeah. And I
And
mean, we have really good college players right
For
now.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? We got Malik Diaz, who's doing very well at Ole Miss. We got Josh Hubbard, who's doing really well at Mississippi State. Cam Matthews at Mississippi State. He's been there like 4 years already. So it's like we have a bunch of kids that are in college doing very well, but what we've instilled in them has helped them become great people. And so like when college is over and they're trying to figure out their next phase in life, we know they're going to be okay.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing in my opinion, because it's made my transition a lot smoother as far as playing in the league. Now, being a good person goes way further. You got to use this basketball thing as a connecting piece to getting to know good people, getting in those rooms that you're not going to really be able to get into if you just any Joe Blow, you know what I'm saying? And there's no knock to everyone else, but like that's just the reality of it. So when you're Thad Young and you've been an 17 NBA vet, you get to get in those rooms that a lot of people don't get into, and they got somebody they can just call just like that. And I've seen it. I've seen a couple. I've seen some things like, God, what's his name? What's the coach of the team that 17s? Herb. Yeah. I follow him on Instagram, and kids always in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You give them that opportunity. They're like, hey, listen, the gym's open. You want to go get your work? Get your work in. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to take that away from you because I know what it takes to get there. And I can tell y'all instill that in players, and what I don't know a bad person from Team Thad.
It's resources and opportunities. Like, we provide the resources and opportunities. It's up to you to take them. But another thing too is like, if we understand that you're gonna bullshit them off and all this other stuff, then we're gonna slide you right out the way and we're gonna move on to the next person
1000%.
Because you're not taking advantage of what we're providing for you. So like for like me, it's always gonna be, because like now my son's in the program. So that's all the more reason why I'm like, I want to keep it going and stuff like, and keep doing it, right? But even before my kids were in the program, it was the same way.
It was, you had the same intensity about it.
You know what I mean? So like for me, it's more so like continuously like giving and making sure that these kids understand that you can do it, but you got to really put some effort into it.
Got to put the work in.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not going to put the effort wholeheartly into it, then bro, I can't mess with you. I can't do it. Like, cause I got all these other kids that's putting time and effort into it.
And then sometimes, most of the time, there's certain guys, they just naturally get there. There's nothing you can do about that. There's guys that are just like, Bron, listen, bro, he is who he is. Ain't really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you heard what I said.
But
he
now, he worked. He even worked. He's already naturally gifted.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So it's about putting the work in. You're doing an unbelievable job at Team Thad. Listen, bro, unbelievable pod. I appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
I'm waiting for everybody to see this and listen to it, because you gave a lot of gems, a lot of free game for a lot of these guys. So I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you, brother.
No problem.
That's another episode of Run Your Race with your boy TP. We out.